Hello, fifth graders. Today you're going to be working on a math page for 1-4. It looks like this, okay? And you're going to be doing some problems on this side and on the remembering side, okay? One of the cool things about today's is that you get a choice in the numbers that you do. So just like it says in the instructions, you get to choose 8 of the problems to do up here, okay? Any of the 8 that you want, you can pick them. And then you can choose 2 story problems, okay? Now, in order to do these problems, it's helpful to go back over and see, what do we need to remember for comparing? We know that comparing means to determine which numbers are greater than, less than, or equal to, okay? And we've gone through a whole bunch of strategies for how to compare fractions. The first one that we went through was one of the more easier ways to compare, and that's to see, do they have the same denominator? If they have the same denominator, it's really quick and easy to see which one has more pieces. Because the pieces are the same size, this one has more, so it clearly is eaten by the alligator, right? You can also use the strategy of if they have the same numerator. Now, with the same numerator, they have the same number of pieces, but the denominator makes it so that the pieces are either bigger or smaller. So this is kind of that tricky one where whichever numerator, if the numerators are the same, the whatever one has the smaller denominator is the bigger fraction. Isn't that weird? That just means that the pieces are bigger, okay? We also looked at this strategy here to use 1/2 as a benchmark. So when you're looking at 2 fractions, if you can tell right away that one of the fractions is bigger than 1/2 and one is less than 1/2, that's a great quick way to compare fractions. Where the fractions can get tricky is when you can't just use these 3 quick strategies, and you have to find what's called a common denominator, right? So in this case, with 2/3 and 5/6, we couldn't use the half point, we couldn't use the same numerator or the same denominator, so now we got to turn them both into the same denominator. So we can go back to that first strategy. To do that, we can turn 2/3 into sixths, right? And we do that by using the multiplier. 2 halves, right? And then now we have 4/6. We can compare 4/6 to 5/6, and we see that 5/6 is bigger, okay? Sometimes it's not quite that easy. Right here, we can just use this denominator and only change one fraction. But sometimes you actually have to change both fractions, right? In this case, 2/3 and 3/4, I can't turn thirds into fourths, right? And I can't turn fourths into thirds, so I have to find one that is common for both. And that's where you find the common multiples, right? And you figure out which one is the multiple that I could use to turn both of these into. So in this case, it's 12, right? And to turn 2/3 into 12ths, we had to multiply by 4/4. Over here, to turn 3/4 into 12ths, we had to multiply by 3/3. Now we have the same denominator, and we can see that 9 pieces out of 12 is bigger than 8 pieces out of 12. So today, when you're looking at your homework packet, right, be thinking about which strategies you can use. Look at right here, right off the bat. I see that these both have the same numerator. That means I can go to my notes and figure out, okay, which one is going to be the bigger one if they have the same numerator. Oh, this one I have the same denominator. I wonder if I could figure that out quickly, right? You can pick 8 of those, and then 2 of these, right? 2 of these, you have to read through them, make sure you really read those directions. Got it? On the remembering side, you get to choose 8 total problems that you want to do. Any 8 that you want. So you could go 1, maybe you circle them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll go back up here and choose 8. Okay. All right. Good luck.